Segment Shalosh Nikud He. Lama ze li melechet Rabbe HaChovel. Lama ze li melechet Rabbe HaChovel. Through this segment, you'll learn how to express possession when the items that are owned number more than one. For example, how would you say captains of, or prophets of, or peoples of, or cities of? To this point, we've concentrated on singular. Now we'll branch out and learn how to express plural. Learning how to express plural construct forms is made easier by the fact that they will all fall into one of two groups. Either they will belong to the group whose normal plural form, that is the absolute or unbound form, ends in im, such as nevi'im, prophets, or they will belong to the group whose normal plural form, the unbound form, ends in ot, such as kisot, chairs. Let's look first to those plurals whose normal form ends in im. For a plural ending in im, such as rabim, captains, to become a construct plural, we omit the hirik yod mem and replace it with tsere yod. So rabim becomes rabbe. Nevi'im becomes nevi'eh. Referring to the table below, Elohim becomes Elohei. Amim becomes Ameh. Arim becomes Are. Notice in particular that the last example given, Arim, is feminine. It is a feminine whose plural ends in im, Arim. This is the factor determining that the construct plural will become Are. Once again, it's not the gender of the word, but its actual normal plural ending, im, which dictates that the construct plural will be tsere yod, a. I wonder whether you can detect the plural construct that's found in the opening line of the book of Exodus. It reads, Ve'ele shemot b'nei Yisrael. Ve'ele shemot b'nei Yisrael. Now let's direct our attention to plurals whose normal or absolute form ends in ot. As you will recognize quickly from the examples before you, there is no change in the ending for plurals ending in ot to become construct plurals. So kisaot, chairs, becomes kisaot, chairs of, with no change. Neviot, prophetesses, feminine prophets, plural, becomes neviot, prophetesses of, with no change in ending. Just as we discovered in the case of singular nouns becoming construct, so also with plural nouns becoming construct, there may develop some changes in the vowels. Let's take a look at the appendix portion corresponding to this segment to see what some of those changes in vowels may involve. Appendix segment Shalosh Nikud He. The vowel changes that are experienced in construct plural forms fall into two groups principally. First of all, if there's an unaccented kametz or tsere, it will often be replaced by a shavah. Consider first the word davar. Absolute plural, devarim. Notice the kametz under the bait. Construct plural, divrei. Notice the shavah under the bait. Another change taking place in this particular word is that when a construct plural would place two shavah vowels next to each other, and if they are vocal shavas, then it obliges the first of that pair of shava vowels to become a hirik. This is why in the construct plural divrei, under the dalet we find a hirik. Originally that would have been a shava, but because it was colliding with a shava under the beit, and they're both vocal, then the first of the pair becomes a hirik. Continuing down the column, dag, plural, dagim, construct plural, dagay. The kamates has given way to a shava. This principle holds true for plurals ending in ot as well. Sadeh, singular, sadot, plural, notice the kamates, sadot, construct plural, notice the shava. And directly beneath, beracha, singular, berachot, plural, birachot, construct plural. Notice the shava under the resh, and also the hirik under the beit, correcting what would have been originally two adjacent vocal shavas. Moving back to the columns on the right, kali, singular, kalim, absolute plural, kalei, construct plural. In this case, we see the tsere being replaced by a shava. The same principle holds true for plurals ending in ot, continuing to the left, absolute singular shame, absolute plural shemot, and now construct plural shemot, with a shava in place of the tsere. The second principle involves initial vowels that are latent in nouns such as Evan, Kesef, Melech, Sefer, and Shevet, and these initial vowels that were latent then resurface in the construct plural forms. That explains why an absolute singular like Evan could generate a construct plural like Avnei. Notice the segol as the initial vowel in Evan, but a patach as the initial vowel in Avnei. We say that the patach is a latent vowel in the word Evan. Similarly, kesef, segol as the initial vowel in the absolute singular, but kasfe would be the construct plural beginning with a patach. And melech with a segol initially, but a patach as the initial vowel in malche. Those three, Evan, Kesef, and Melech, form their absolute plural ending in im, but the same principle holds true for these segalit nouns whose absolute plural would end in ot, and we see these in the columns to the left. Consider then eretz. Its plural is aratzot, ending in ot. The construct plural, aratzot. And here again we see that the segol of eretz has become a patach in aratzot. Directly below this, cherev, beginning with a segol. Its plural form ends in ot. Charavot, construct plural, here we find the patach emerging. Charavot. Nefesh, nefashot, construct plural, nafshot. The last two in the columns on the right illustrate that a latent initial hirik can reemerge. Thus, absolute singular sefer, plural sefarim, but now notice the hirik in sifrei. This is a shift from the tsere to a hirik, and we understand that the hirik was the latent initial vowel. And finally, shevet, shivatim, shivte. Notice again, tsere becoming a hirik. Segment shalosh, nikud he. Lama ze li, melechet rabbe hachovel. למה זה לי? מלאכת רבי החובל.